Welcome to this edition of the First Aid Show. In this video we spoke to Sam Richards, who founded ToBe Heartsafe, and asked her for more information about the organisation's basic life support training and screening.
So the basic life support training, and we've done it in my own organisation, it's a really good fun. I know that sounds strange, but it's a fun and interesting hands-on experience. So our cardiac nurses will come in, they bring a couple of dummies, and they bring a defibrillator, and you gather round and they take you step by step through, if you see someone collapsed, what you need to look out for, because of course firstly you've got to assess that they are still breathing, because and this sounds obvious now, but there's no point in using a defibrillator on someone if they're not breathing. So once you've established that they are breathing, you can then start the chest compressions, you can get the defibrillator out, you can get someone else to call for help. All of these things are kind of very stressful in the moment. And so to have a kind of training session which takes about an hour and a half, they can train up to they recommend no more than 20 in a room at a time. You can have hands-on training with the dummy. They open up the defibrillator, which talks to you exactly as it would if you were in a real life situation. And so by the end of that session, and you can ask questions and they'll repeat things, and by the end of that session you kind of feel really empowered that if you happen to walk outside your house, or even in your home, or at your workplace, or at your school, that you would have the requisite skill sets to be able to assist that person and perhaps save a life. And in fact, in my own organisation, I was talking to a colleague about a month after we did the training, and she had cause to use it, and she said she felt so confident because she had been given those skills. So that's the basic life-saving and defibrillator training, and I am also a huge advocate that everybody should do this at least once a year, because it's one of those things that we just forget. And also what our cardiac nurses explain is the guidelines and the way you should do these things, changes. So for example, post-COVID, it was very much less about mouth to mouth and much more about chest compressions. And so these things kind of evolve, which is why I think it's really important for all of us to be skilled in that. The cardiac screening, so with the basic life-saving training, we come to you, to your school, to your sports club, to your office, wherever you want it. All we need is a space where our two nurses can set up with the dummies, and you can get, as many people as you want into the room, up to, I think, a maximum of around about 20. The cardiac screening, again, is a service that we deliver in your school, in your sports club, in your organisation. This is a day where our cardiac nurses go with a cardiologist and a cardiophysiotherapist. And if it's at your school, you are asked to fill out a little kind of basic health questionnaire, which they will then have a read of. You then have a blood pressure assessment, and then you have a 12-lead ECG, and if something comes up on that, you will then have an echo. So that is how it works. For most people, that means you're really filling out the health questionnaire and you're having a blood pressure monitor, and then you're good to go. If it is flagged up by the 12-lead ECG, then we have the equipment there and the cardiologist there who can then offer that further layer of screening within that session. So again, we travel, we go all over the country, and we deliver it to your door, whoever and wherever you may be.